All right, guys. I don't know if you've heard about this, but Tesla launches a $60 a day car rental straight from the dealer with free supercharging. So instead of going to Hertz or going to Avis or Enterprise, you can go to the actual dealership. But there's a small caveat. So you might want to figure out how you could possibly make this happen for yourself. And maybe it might be a good deal. Maybe they may roll this out to other areas. Tesla's trying to get a new way to get people to consider their cars. Besides the more affordable Model 3, they're testing a rental program for people who are curious about electric vehicles but not ready to buy one. Not just yet, all right? So the idea is that instead of making a major purchase that you're unsure about, you can rent a Model 3 or a Model Y starting at $60 a day. Now, if you want to upgrade yourself to a Cybertruck, you can go for $75 a day, or the Model S or the X for $90. Now, this just isn't a standard rental. Tesla is trying to provide the full ownership experience for up to a week. So you only get 7 days with this. This includes access to the Tesla app, free use of the supercharging network, and even their full self-driving feature. It's called the supervised driving, and it's meant to be a true try before you buy experience. They will also apply a $250 credit towards a new car if you decide to purchase after the 7 days is up. The main catch is that it's just a pilot program for now, and it's only available on the West Coast. So if you know somebody in San Diego, Costa Mesa, you got an opportunity to go rent one out over there. You never know. They may open it up into other cities and states. But they said that with the federal tax credit no longer applying to some models, it seems Tesla is just trying to give you a week to test drive and say that this might be the best way to convince people to make a switch. Now, there's a few reasons why this might be a good idea. It is a real test drive, not just a 15-minute drive with a salesman in the car. And you can actually live with the car for a few days. You can see if it fits in your garage, and you can determine if it helps you with your commute or maybe even help you with your grocery run. Now, these cars are essentially computers on wheels, and this program lets you learn all the features at your own pace without pressure. Is 7 days really long enough? I don't know. The biggest hesitation for many people is the range. So if you're looking to go out of town or you're trying to make long hauls, this may be not a good situation. Now, they're also saying that you cannot take the car out of the state. So maybe you might want to take a trip to California, rent an Airbnb for $60 a day. You're already going on a vacation, quote unquote, with the government shut down. It's an opportunity. They're trying to find creative ways to sell these cars. So I don't know if this is a good deal or not, but if you ever thought about getting inside of a Tesla, this could be a decent opportunity for you to check it out. Now, they're saying you're required to carry your own car insurance. You're not allowed to cross the state lines, as I mentioned earlier, and you have to be at least 21. And they said it is also important to know exactly what you're covered for before you drive off of their lot. Now, remember, the rental period is only for 7 days and is not like a traditional car rental where you can extend your time. It's designed as a short-term try before you buy experience. The terms are pretty fixed with a minimum of 3 days and a 7-day cap. I don't know if this is a good deal or not, but the question that I have for you, let me know in the audience if you're watching on your phone. What's your biggest takeaway about Tesla's 1 week try before you buy rental program? If you're on your phones, let us know. 1, I'd seriously consider doing this myself before buying. 2, it's a brilliant move. More car companies should do this. 3, I'm still not interested. 4, it seems like a good idea. Or 5, a 1 week rental won't change my mind. Revis, your thoughts on this?
I'm not interested in an electric car at all, period. It is pretty cheap for a rental if I happen to be somewhere and need a rental car, but most of the time I'm going to grab a rental. I'm going out of state anyway. I think it's a good idea for someone who may be interested in a Tesla car and you want to test drive it for a minute. Yeah.
Mama D says, not a Tesla fan. Give me an American made car. Sheila Baker says, I'll pass. I ain't got time for no Tesla. Pay $60, get $120 in the end. That's a free $60. I love free for $60. That's what Awesome Fun Thing says. Do you think that this should
Tesla
be...
is an American made car.
Is that confirmed?
Yes, it's made in Austin, Texas. They moved from California to Austin, Texas, but yes, they make them in Austin, Texas.
Okay. Awesome Fun Thing says, sign me up. Sign me up. I want one. I don't know. You got to think. This might just really be a gimmick, but I do think that this is setting other car companies up to see what is happening, right? They get a chance to say, hey, I can take advantage of this opportunity and say, how can I get you in one of my newer vehicles? Now, the fact that this is a tech car where it does the full self-driving, I mean, have you been in a Tesla before, Revis?
Oh, of course.
What are your thoughts on them?
I think they are very fast. They're very comfortable. I do like the Tesla, but I would never want to own one.
Now, why is it that you would never want to own one?
Well, the Tesla is an electric car. I can't go as far as I want to drive. Two, one thing I learned a couple years ago, when it's extremely cold outside, the Tesla will fail you. You will stop on the expressway and will not be able to move.
Okay. It says, we got a lot of threes here. They're saying, I'm still not interested. I'm not interested in this. Casterhead says, it's like renting a golf cart. That's what he says. It's like renting a golf cart. And Tesla equals us, says Awesome Fun Things. And James Hicks says, Tesla is more American than Ford. Many Ford vehicles are assembled in Mexico. Ooh.
Right.
Ooh. Awesome Fun Thing says, I need the ludicrous speed button. Okay. All right. Sheila Baker says, I heard that there's a slight learning curve. So, like I said, I think that this is an interesting situation. We all saw what happened at the top of the year and who their head honcho is. And so that hurt their sales. So now with the tax credits expiring, they're trying to off these cars. So they're basically giving these cars away pretty much dirt cheap. Now, the question is, would you still want to have something with what we saw at the top of the year by someone that showed themselves, if that makes sense? That's a tomato type of conversation. But at the end of the day, they're in the business of selling cars. Now, my second part is, what about another car dealership, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, whoever that company may be? Maybe they take this idea and maybe you get it for a week, maybe you get it for 2 weeks, and then kind of tweak what Tesla is doing. And this could be an opportunity for you to say, do I really want to be in a vehicle if I'm looking to make a new purchase? Or maybe you could say, I'm taking a week off. So instead of renting a car, this could be a free vehicle, or not necessarily a free vehicle, but it could be a rental car as opposed to trying to pay the high rates during spring break. It could be an option. Just something to think about. Hurricane Dave Smith says, I had never been in a Tesla until I was in DC a few weeks ago. It was somewhat amazing, but I am not a Musk fan. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. James says, Tesla is the truth. I've owned 3. I never had issues. I only moved away from them due to the issues with the corporate leadership. That's fair. That is a fair statement. I think it starts at the top. That's something that you have to think about. And if you don't like where the leadership is, you make that decision with your dollars. It's the Lab Tech Show. Join us Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern at thelabtechshow.com. Embrace it or get left behind.
Alrighty then.